Join me as I narrate my way through one of my favourite races around the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. Here we go, great initial launch, but the car bogged immediately. Really frustrating as two guys got through on my right hand side. You've really got to try and not get flustered when that happens. It's so easy to see red and then try and throw one back up the inside on the next corner and potentially throw the whole race away. So it's best to settle into the rhythm now. It's a long race, it's a 20-minute race, and the trouble is the cars around you smell weakness when you've had a bit of a bad start like that. So Colin behind me is all over the back of me and trying to get through. There you go, he's weaving around just there. But the first lap's super important. You've really got to bring the tyre temps up in a way without pushing them too hard. If you push them too hard early on, you'll suffer later on. But the two lads are pushing on in front, and they're dragging me with them because I don't want to fall behind too far. There you go, Callum gets a bit of a wiggle on, and Ruben in front throws it into the gravel. Callum's able to get through. I really try my hardest to try and go around the outside, or at least do the up and under, but failing miserably. He's got a great run off that corner there, and to be honest, I don't have to defend, so I can kind of just settle in at the moment. Again, just trying to bring the tyre temperatures up and settle into the rhythm. I know I've got pace around here, so let's just wait and see what happens. Great slow speed traction off the corner there at Druids. This is actually race 3 of the weekend, so we've qualified and this is our 3rd race on the same set of tyres, so you can see by the cars in front that are squirming around under power that they've really had a bit of usage.
Obviously cold tyres at this point, a bit of curve being used to plan and oversteer. To be honest, good catch in these tricky conditions, but just losing anyway, back to live.
I've dropped back a little bit on the Grand Prix section here. Not out of choice, trust me, but the guys in front are pushing on hard. And again, I'm trying to keep with them so they don't drop me, but it looks like now they're starting to tangle a little bit with each other, which is hopefully going to back them up into myself.
Maybe looking for that victory. It's been elusive, has 16 podiums this season, does Davies. Not one of them is a victory. This would be very important, kind of carrying that gusto into the final round of the season with 3 more races at Donington Park in the middle of October. So across the line now go, not separated by very much. We'll go through the order now. Davies, Hay, Reed rounding out.
Here we go. Callum's gone a bit wide. Ruben's chucked it up the inside. Nice clean move there. Door looks very widely open and closed. A little bit of contact there, but no damage done. Trying to keep my eye on the corner so he doesn't lunge back up the inside. Go a little bit wide around the corner, but that's job done really. Ruben in front of me was super quick all weekend, so I knew if he got past and pulled away, that would have been game over for the race win. So I had to follow him through. It looks like the lads behind me are starting to battle now.
Now has to put in more of the work to come straight back through. The defensive lines, they head up towards Hawthorne, being taken by White. Around the outside, Davies is going to try. It might go into a little bit up and under to Westfield Bend. The answer to that question is no. They've reached the highest point.
The car ahead is pushing on hard. You can really see the back end of it squirming around the corners.
Back up and over the climb. It's quite a lot of pressure on Davies' shoulders, especially when you've lost a few positions to get that mentality.
Again, we're only a few laps into this race, so there's a long way to go.
Plenty experience now, giving it a good go to come straight back through. Not ideal on that occasion. Look at the top 2, how much they've cleared away instantly. The gap has gone.
You can see how much battling, so the 3 cars behind are tussling between them. They're no slower than us, but just having a battle for half a lap has dropped them by 2 or 3 seconds off the back of us, which really allows me to kind of not bother looking in my mirrors and knuckle down and try and catch the car in front. Here we go, there's that low speed traction we were talking about earlier is really helping me get on the back of Ruben. He's super quick out in the Grand Prix section, but we're making inroads on him on the GP bit.
When you're battling like this, when you're battling this hard, you actually end up losing so much time. And you can see that the 2-second gap, that was 2.3 seconds across the line between Davies and Reed. That is a very impressive last lap from these two. Fastest first sector of the race has just been set by
bending a bit, but not too necessary round there. Like, unless I'm getting side by side or trying to make an overlap with him, you don't really need to defend into that corner because it's such a fast right-hander. The whole GP circuit, to be honest, is super fast. And unless you make a silly mistake, there's not really any opportunity to get past. I mean, you can throw it up the inside on any corner if you wanted to, but you're probably going to surprise the car in front and they're going to turn in on you.
So look back in the GT5 category, you can see Ella Lloyd has actually got to the lead in that after starting from 3rd position. She did cross the line in the first race of the weekend in 1st place with a 10-second time penalty for jumping the start. So dropping her back to...
So at the moment, just settling down a little bit, just trying to suss him out in front of me, just see where he's strong, where he's not so strong, and try and formulate a little bit of a plan for later on. I mean, in an ideal world, you fluster them and they jump out the way for you, but 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. Again, you can just see Ruben's car in front just kicking out a little bit into the Grand Prix circuit. I'm getting a bit of a run of him because I'm in the slipstream, but again, it's not quite enough. But it's good fun racing. Really fun trying to keep on the back of him, push him really hard. I feel like I'm really on the limit of the car here. And again, the cars behind are fighting hard, so we're just pulling away. So I don't want to put too much pressure on the car in front, otherwise we'll end up backing each other into them. Oh, look, pushing really hard through there. Ruben's hit the wheel there. Again, hasn't lost too much time either. What? There we go. Great exit.
Also will say there was a lot of dust kicked up in the air going through the exit Sterlings. That must have come from Haig or Reed as they remained exceptionally close, just a quarter of a second.
But I think on this weekend, Ruben have won one race, I've won one race. Oh, there we go, mirror's gone. Luckily we're about 4 or 5 seconds in front of the cars, so don't need it. There's that slow speed traction really helping us off the corner. Ruben's giving us a bit of racing room there, but not much. But we've put him offline here, so this is good. We can hopefully get up the inside into the next corner, but he's covered that off. Oh, the camera's gone. And it's back. But because we set him offline a few corners ago, we've been able to get alongside him onto the back straight.
Incredibly close, but surely Luke Reed is not going to have the advantage as they get to the top of the hill.
A little bit of a side draft here, but it's not quite enough unless you want to brave it around the outside, but then he just washes out. If you try and go around the outside, you're just going to get put on the grass.
We're not even halfway through this race yet, and these two are putting on quite the show.
But really enjoying this.
Here we go then, down the hill. Ruben Haig in control of the race, having to deal with the champion, with the driver who's won the most, with the driver who has been in top 4 throughout this season.
That mirror's really hanging on there.
He's battled with.
I don't think I actually even noticed it, to be honest.
Retired from the first race of the weekend.
Bit more patient on the exit here.
Just late on the race, running in second.
Slow in, fast out approach.
His challenge for 2nd position in this championship, currently being held by Callum Davies. There is Ella Lloyd.
Here we go, show the nose, and Rubens, it just steps out of him there, and that's all we needed to do, just push him into a bit of a mistake. But really good fun, clean racing. And again, just that slow speed traction is really helping us pull away from him now. And now we don't necessarily need to defend to the next few corners. I didn't see it, but the mirror's completely fallen off now, so that's helpful. You've got the two mirrors on either side, but to be honest, they're shaking and you've got no idea what's going on other than a blur. So the plan now is head down and qualifying laps, try and pull a bit of a gap on the car behind, and we're about halfway through the race at this point, so there's plenty of time to make errors.
A few mistakes in this race, unfortunately, overdriving the car maybe. We haven't seen that level of mistake.
The RE energy drinks livery on the car looked stunning this year as well, with the chrome and the gloss orange, super standout.
You can see it's actually I was going to say the right hand side, but actually he's like wobbling over some of the bumps. There are plenty of around here at Brands Hatch. There is a car that definitely has damage. It's unmistakable.
Jesse's car is trying to, losing traction a little bit in the middle of the corner. It's turning in okay, and then when you're completely off the throttle and the brake, you can feel the rear of the car coming round on you. And that's where you can see a little bit of the squirrely steering wheel movement.
With that a couple of times, and actually lost out in doing so by pushing it a little too hard.
But Brands Hatch Grand Prix, definitely my favourite circuit in the UK. Absolutely awesome. I mean, I love the Indy circuit, but the Grand Prix circuit is definitely something special.
There is a rub on what will be the front right tyre now.
I've been coming here since before I can remember. My dad's got a shop here, and since I was a little kid, me and my friends would be running around the circuit watching racing from every single corner. So if anything, I've got a little bit of advantage because I know where to overtake and where not to overtake, and I've got 20 odd years experience watching. Well, we've pulled a nice little cap on the car behind now, so this is the tricky period of the race where you still need to push on, because any lapse in concentration, you're either throwing it off or the car behind you is back on you, putting you under pressure. So if anything, sometimes it's actually harder being a little bit in the clear.
There's just no opportunity right now. There's just no mistakes being made by a looking fair. The pair of these two this weekend class their own when it comes to their ability on this racetrack. They've just not really made mistakes. They've kept themselves clean. They've kept themselves well in the race, and they've just been ticking on some brilliant laps, to be perfectly honest. Back to a look at this again. I think as we started like I think pointing away the first half of that bump.
Just over 200 kph. Brake, go down one gear for that corner. And again, a jab on the brake, down another gear, off the brake, and get on the power as soon as you can. It's really bumpy around that bit, but as soon as you commit to the power, you're going to get a good run out here. Blind corner, again, super fun, and the more you commit to it, the faster you can go.
The margin for error is much lower. Oh my, there was a bit of contact there as Ella Lloyd and Luke Garnett came together. You can tell that mostly based on which way their wing mirrors are pointing. Ella Lloyd pointing out, Luke Garlick's pointing in. Just a brush between the pair of them as they come through Paddock Hill. You know that Luke Garlick wants to win the race, but Ella Lloyd is doing a fantastic job in defending. Now a mirror down, and so has to do this on knowledge, on trust, on feel, on memory as to where the second one. I mean, these two are teammates, so they're not going to do anything too far over the line, are they? championships on the line, all bets are off when it comes to that side of things. Because Lloyd's it's not correct, but I think it's just where it's loose. It's kind of come around a little bit. It was pointing out. Now seems to be okay.
So I don't know if you notice, but sometimes I take my hand off the wheel and kind of give it a little bit of a move my wrist around, because you don't notice sometimes, but you grip the wheel so hard, and if you don't take it off every now and then and give it a little wiggle, you kind of, your hands lock after a 20-minute stint. So it's just one of those things to regularly remind yourself, and I probably do it on the same corner every lap, just subconsciously.
Something that's small enough where making the mistakes of spatial awareness is actually not too bad. You can kind of get away with it. These cars are I'm not giving it a go.
There you go, another one.
So we can see, here's the good run though, straight up the hill. Again, brilliantly covered off by Ella Lloyd. Out wide, Luke Garlick's going to go. Both try and carry the speed off the corner down the hill, but not even remotely close enough to send one down the inside. There's 4 minutes left to go in this race. There will be 3 more laps in the final race of the Pro Time Race Ginetta GT Championship. Correct that now, because where the leads have crossed the line, it's like 3 laps from now. So Reed has checked.
So we've got a good gap now.
Absolutely flying. The previous lap time, I say actually wrong, the previous lap time was over a second faster than Luke Hay. That tells me Luke Hay has got absolutely I'm not going to partner this anymore. You carry on down the road, I'm just going to secure a second, I can't fight yet. Here's where the fight really is though, someone there not saying, definitely saying, obviously Luke Garlick is all over the idea of fighting Ella Lloyd for this victory. Don't know if the pair of these two get along.
Lap times are still fairly consistent, which is a good thing. I mean, lap by lap you can really feel the tyres degrading, so you have to rein the braking point back a little bit more,
Straight to the outside going into the final.
But we're still within 4/10 of our fastest lap, which is good.
Around the outside there. It's just, you've got to basically fully alongside. I remember having these British touring cars.
These cars had traction control and ABS on them, but being honest, I turned the traction control off because I just think it's so much easier to control it with your right foot. Whereas if you had the traction on, it like the car almost like stalls a little bit, and you're not quite getting the as good an exit as you'd like on every corner.
Bit of a lock up there, just nothing too much, just a little bit of smoke popping out of the number 28, remaining extremely close. Which side is the
starting to catch some of the cars in front. They're in their own little race. It's tricky when they're racing because they might not be looking in their mirrors. These cars didn't actually have headlights in, so it's not like you can flash them. You're just hoping they're checking their mirrors, and the last thing you want to do is think you're comfortably overtaking them and then they turn in and then it race over. So I'm just trying to be in the middle of the track, so if they do have a glance, they know I'm there. But we've kind of come up to them at a relatively decent point now where we're not going to lose too much lap time. Maybe a little bit on that corner, but not enough to moan about. It's my priority to get past, not theirs.
Remember, she's got that's the side where she's not got a mirror. This is going to be a big set from Luke Garlick. Still backs out of it. Does not fancy chancing it with all of that the debris in front of it, basically on the exit of the circuit. I believe they might get 2 more laps and 50 seconds left to go. It will depend on where Luke Garlick is. And I think actually there is enough time.
So I think this was the start of our last lap. Again, you've really got to keep concentration up at this point, but luckily my home track had a lot of friends and family down this weekend, so I was looking forward to enjoying a nice cold pint at the end of this race.
30 seconds left to go, not long left in this race as they head their way through. We'll have to wait and see where there is this opportunity. There's got to be something out there somewhere for Luke Garlick to maybe force a mistake out of Eloy, but she's been bulletproof this race so far. She's not made a mistake at all.
I had a few of my friends out on the back of this Grand Prix circuit, and I could see them every lap cheering me on. But again, I didn't wave until right now because I was under so much pressure, but gave them a little wave there because I was hoping they were saving some of their drinks for me.
Across the line now, so I believe we still will get this and another one for these two. They head their way down the hill. Oh, here we go. That's going to be a big one from Sheen. Up to Sheen. Let's see guys.
Cars in front have just had a little coming together, which is just in front of me. So I've come around the corner, seen all the dust, and just prayed that no one's ended up in the middle of the track. Luckily, we've got a little bit of a gap behind me, so I can kind of ease it to the line. But yeah, fantastic race, really enjoyed that. Gutting to drop back at the start, but really fun fighting back through. And I was absolutely elated with that. As you can tell with my narration. This is the point where all the adrenaline that you've had seeps out and you realise how hot you actually are. I think this day was like 30 degrees, so we actually had a little paddling pool at the back of the awning, so my first and only thought was I cannot wait to get in that.
I will tell you now that because of the time penalty for Roger, the 5-second time penalty, Roger came over to take the lead.
Give the marshals a wave as well, they do a great job, and I know a fair few of them down at Brands.
It will be Luke Garlick taking the clean sweep of the weekend, but that incident might put an end to that one. Depends on what race control suggests when it comes to that, because that will take an awful lot of looking at it. They wouldn't want to do it, but an absolutely beautiful weekend weather-wise.
This is a really nice bit actually. You get to drive down the pit lane and see some of the other teams that you've been racing against, and it's nice to get a well done from them and a pat on the back. Here's my boys here. Great bunch. Wolf Motorsport, big shout out. Great couple of years in the Ginetta. And that is it. Thank you very much for watching the On Board with me at Brands Hatch, and I'll see you next time.
As they head their way down to the first corner, it was actually Davies with the better start.